Welcome to Trent University's virtual winter open house. We're excited to welcome you to the School of Business session. I'm Sarah, and I'll be the moderator of this session. With me today, I have Deb Earle, Tara Gaunt, a student in the business program, Rob Elkington, who is one of our professors, Bella, who will be on the back end answering any questions you may have in the chat, and Matthew, another student in the business program. We're excited for the path you have ahead of you and look forward to sharing all of the reasons why Trent has been ranked the #1 undergraduate university in Ontario for 11 consecutive years. During this session, you can ask questions in the chat, and at the end of the session, we will have a short question and answer period with the members of our panel. I invite you to add your questions in the chat box, which you can find at the bottom of your screen. This presentation is offered with closed captioning. To enable closed captioning, please select the 3 dots on the bottom right of your screen and select Show Subtitles. On our events page, you will see a few live chats happening today. Drop into the one that makes sense for you and have your questions answered. Or type your question in the little chat box on the main page and we will get you an answer. All right, with that, we will get started with the presentation. First off, we will have our guest lecturer, Rob Elkington, presenting on the importance of leadership for effective business in a warming world.
Good morning, everyone. It's really great to be with you. What an exciting day and what an exciting time in your careers and in your lives. So I want to talk to you today about the importance of leadership for effective business in a warming world. And I want to just mention, because this is a university context, a couple of reference texts that undergird what I'll be talking about today. These are 2 articles that I published in journals that undergird the theme of what I'm talking about today. So I was in an interview yesterday and the interviewer asked me, Rob, what is it about leadership that interests you? Why have you made leadership your lifelong pursuit? I grew up in South Africa under apartheid. Many of my friends had to leave South Africa because under the apartheid government system, they were considered non-people. And as I looked at that and as I thought about that, I began to think about how powerful leadership is in shaping people's thinking, people's values, beliefs, and attitudes. And so I began to look at what shapes good leadership and what constitutes bad leadership, and how can we promote good leadership in our world. And so as you think about that, I would ask each of you, what are the issues and challenges that we're facing in our world today, as you think about it, that require leadership? And I know right off the top of our head, we can think of global conflict right now that requires courageous leadership. And we're seeing courageous leadership unfold in this moment. We're also seeing the effect of toxic and dark leadership and how that's destroying lives. But there's also the concern of global warming and the need to lead businesses in ways and design businesses in ways that alter the trajectory of global warming. Poverty reduction, something that I've been involved with for many, many years, working with universities and not-for-profits to seek to address global poverty. There are many, many issues. We've just come through COVID that demanded good leadership. So as you think about leadership, we realize that we need good leaders today. There are many issues and challenges. So as we get going and as we think about leadership, I want to highlight for you that leadership is an influence relationship among leaders and followers who intend real changes and outcomes that reflect their shared purposes. I really like this definition by Richard L. Daft because it highlights, number one, that there is a bidirectionality between leaders and followers. You might say you're a leader, but if no one's following you, you're simply out for a walk. And so we realize that to be an effective leader, we also need effective followers. And there is a dynamic between leaders and followers. But the thing that unites leaders and followers is their shared purpose. When I watched Nelson Mandela as he emerged as a leader in South Africa, as he began to lead the people out of apartheid, that became the shared purpose, that South Africa would no longer be governed by racism, but would become a free country for all. It was a shared purpose that we could unite around and that the leadership drew us to. So as we think about that, and as you think about your university trajectory, and what an exciting time to be considering a university career that will prepare you for a lifetime of impact, a lifetime of making a difference. Good leadership hinges on three key factors. The first is the leader, the second is the context, and the third is the followers. You can work on the L, the leader. You can develop competence, character, and credibility. And when you do that, you can support the followership with a life of integrity, with a life of acting according to true values. And you can shape the context by leading with those followers to make a difference in the world today. And so we look at leader, context, and follower. So Trent University, I believe, is one of the ways that you can work on yourself as the leader to help shape the followers and to shape the context, to support the followers and to shape the context. I, a while back, met with my PhD supervisor, and he said something to me that I was just so encouraged by. He said, you know, Rob, a lot of our PhD graduates have gone on to do some pretty incredible things, but I've never met someone who took their PhD and leveraged it the way you have. And that's how I view education. It's a platform, it's a pathway that prepares us for leadership. And so when you think about Trent University, you think about the business program, it's there to help you develop competence, to build the technical acuity, to build the technical skill that you will need to engage a very complex world with critical thinking, with real integrity and intelligence to make a difference. It'll also help you to build character as you persevere and as you build resilience. I love working with our students and supporting them and watching how they develop and grow over the years as they engage and take on challenging tasks and challenging projects. And their character continues to develop as they prepare themselves for a life of leadership. And then credibility, the ability to make good decisions based upon good information and critical thinking. And Trent U School of Business will prepare you for that critical thinking component. So I would say to you, Trent U School of Business is one of the ways that you can work effectively on yourself as a leader to support the followers who will follow you and shape the context. I want to end with this thought. Every year, I work with Durham Region's Youth and Policing Program, and I share with them how excited I am at the generation that is emerging. Yes, it's a challenging world. Yes, there are big issues, but you're more than up for the task because you are the people who take the time to prepare yourselves to take this world on. And at Trent's University School of Business, you will be prepared in ways you never dreamed possible to make a difference in our world. I hope to see you in the program in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rob. We really appreciate you taking the time to give us that little mini lecture to give us an idea of what we can look forward to in the coming years, should students decide to come here to Trent. All right, now, Tara and Matthew, I have a couple of questions for you. I'd love to hear what you guys think, what you love most about your program. Tara, would you like to start?
Yeah, for sure. So what I love most about the business program here at Trent is the endless opportunities you get, whether that be between a bunch of diverse groupings of classes from any specialization, or even the field placement and internship opportunities where you really get to practice the learning that you've experienced in the classroom in an in-person setting.
That's fantastic. And we do really ensure that we have a lot of experiential learning opportunities for students. If you'd love to learn more about experiential learning opportunities, we have a session later with Career Space, and they'll be talking about that as well. So be sure to check that out. All right, how about you, Matthew? What do you love most about your program?
So similar to Tara, I love the fact that we are given such a solid ground to stand on with our coursework and everything, and then we're also given the opportunity to apply it in real world settings, whether that's through the experiential learning or even in some of our later classes with real world case studies and things like that. We really get to dip our toes in the real world as opposed to just learn the theory, which is really helpful.
Absolutely. It's really inspiring almost to know how you're going to use that information going forward. I know when I was doing my business degree here at Trent, I loved that part of the courses that I was able to really see how I could apply the knowledge and see how it was relevant to what I would be doing in the future. So thank you so much for that. Another question for you both. What advice do you have for a student planning to study business at Trent?
I can kind of go first again for that. My biggest piece of advice is to take as many classes that you think are interesting as possible. Take the classes that you think, oh, like this sounds pretty cool, because business does have such a wide range of specializations here at Trent. So just take something that sounds interesting. You might end up finding the path that you want to go down your career in.
Yeah, very similar to that. I'm a huge supporter of the experiential learning thing, so that would be probably my biggest piece of advice to prospective students is keep that in mind. You don't have to, in your first year, lock down what specialization you're going to do or think about what you're going to lock in for the rest of your career by any means. Get as much experience with as many different fields of business as you can through the courses, and then take one of the internships or the placements and find out how that's applied, because you might find that through your placement you discover a whole new avenue that you want to go down, and it's really helpful.
Absolutely. And having such a wide variety of business courses really allows you to kind of test the water and determine what you like best and really expand your knowledge base, which is so beneficial for your future. We talked a little bit, you guys mentioned specializations. Deb, do you mind talking to the different specializations that are available for students?
Sure, Sarah, I'd be happy to. So within the Department of Business, we have 9 specializations. We have accounting, human resources, marketing, entrepreneurship, finance, economics, computing and information systems, ethics and sustainability, and Indigenous leadership. And like Matthew said, these courses you don't have to decide on in first year. First year in business is a general year. You'll take your first year course and your first year accounting course. Second year is heavy with a lot of required courses. You'll get your intro to marketing, your intro to organizational behavior, organizational theory, a stats course, and your intro to marketing. And then your specialization courses are those cool electives in third and fourth year. And some students you can only specialize in one field. Let's say it's marketing, but you've still got room to pull in some electives that complement marketing from internship or from human resources. So there's great play there. My role in the department is academic advisor as well as placement and internship coordinator. And I'll be coming into your classes in first year to talk about things like course planning and to talk about things like thinking ahead to participating in a placement or an internship course. So there's lots of ways to diversify or personalize your degree at Trent.
Absolutely. That was one of my absolute favorite things about coming to Trent and doing my business degree, was that I had so many opportunities to explore different subject areas and different areas of specialization that I really felt like I got such a good base of knowledge in a variety of different subjects that really helped me going forward. Great. And Deb, if students want to be in touch, what is the best contact for them?
This email is just schoolofbusiness@trentu.ca. And Jillian handles that email, and if she's not the right contact, she'll forward it to the right people within the department. So again, that's schoolofbusiness@trentu.ca.
Perfect. And Bella just popped that in the chat for all of you. So feel free to copy that for your own use going forward. You can also find that information on Trent's website as well. All right. Sorry, Deb, were you going to say
I'm
something?
just going to add one more thing, Sarah, just to announce to this group that the School of Business is in the process of getting approval through the university committee structure for a new co-op program through the business department. We will be offering 2 co-ops, a broad, all-encompassing business co-op, as well as an accounting co-op. So it's not quite approved yet. We're expecting approval soon. And once it's approved, admissions will be reaching out to current applicants to let them know if they're interested in applying for these new co-ops, that they will be available for September of 22. So this is really exciting. We will definitely continue with placements and internships as well. And we're thrilled now to be offering a 3rd option, which is co-ops. The difference about co-ops is they are a direct entry out of high school, where our placements and internships, they're open to all business majors in 4th year. They're all great experiential learning opportunities. Thanks, Sarah.
Of course, they really are great experiential learning opportunities. It's great to make those connections before you even leave university. So once you're done, you have the potential to find jobs and you have relevant experience that will help you find a job once you graduate. All right, and with those co-ops, you will likely be applying through OUAC, which a lot of you have already used to apply to Trent, I'm assuming, if you've already applied. However, you will be able to find more information about that once the co-op programs are approved. All right. At this time, we will now move into our question and answer period. If you have a question about the School of Business, please add it to the chat box that is located at the bottom of your screen, and we will do our best to answer everyone's questions. During the Q&A, we will be focusing on questions related to the School of Business. However, there are a lot of other resources available today to help you with your other questions, so please take a minute to explore all of the sessions and chats offered by visiting our event page at trentu.ca/virtual-open-house/2022. All right, we will get started with some of our questions. Cheyenne has a great question asking about co-op. Will co-op be through the 4 years or will it just be in the 4th year?
Co-op program is throughout your entire 4-year degree. So you will have 3 work terms. A co-op program is simultaneous, so you don't get summers off. The business co-op you will be able to complete in your traditional 4-year honors program. The accounting co-op will take an extra term. So instead of graduating in April, you'll graduate at the end of summer after your 4th year. So it's just 1 extra term. And the reason for that is the accounting co-op will allow you to complete all of the courses required for CPA, which is much higher than what's required for the specialization in accounting. So a co-op is throughout your entire degree. Internships and placements are just in 4th year.
Great. Perfect. That's a great response. Thank you so much. Krish is asking if the intake for 2022 will be online or in person. Deb, would you like to speak to that a little bit?
Sure. With COVID diminishing, thank you, we are advertising fall as being 100% in person. So there will no longer be the options for you to take all of your courses through the web or online. The university is growing its online course offerings, so we will have more courses in the fall, and for sure you might be able to take 1 course online. What we're hearing from students is they really like the idea of 4 in person, 1 online. It gives them more flexibility for work, but you will have to be in person for September.
All right, hopefully that helps you a little bit with your planning, and Krish. And Cheyenne had another question regarding the course selection process. Deb, are there any resources available for students to help them plan their degree?
They're actually available on our website, and they're there. We have course advising checklists, which will help you plan out your courses for second, third, and fourth year. Once course registration opens this summer, and I believe for first years that opens around the end of June, the university will provide lots of links about how to use some of our technology, like how to use the visual schedule builder to create your timetable, and then how you register for your courses in My Trent. In first year, it's going to be a broad year, so you're going to take a variety of courses from a variety of disciplines. You know, the unique part about Trent as well is all university students are asked to take a first year Indigenous Studies course. So a lot of students will pick up that course in first year. If you're thinking accounting or human resources or marketing, we do also recommend a first year computing course. So again, those sheets are available on our website, or you can email us at schoolofbusiness@trentu.ca, and we'd be happy to walk you through the registration process this summer.
Perfect, that's fantastic. There are a lot of resources available at Trent to help you with your degree. As Deb was mentioning, she is one of the academic advisors for the business department. So if you ever have any questions, she is more than willing to help you out with planning your degree. Each college at Trent also has academic advisors, not specific to any program, so they're able to help you out as well. We have academic skills advisors as well, who can help you with any skills that you will need transitioning to university. So if you need help writing an essay, if you need help learning how to write a business report, there are a lot of resources available and a lot of people who are here at Trent to support you and make sure that you succeed. All right, we have another question asking if co-op is guaranteed, and if not, what are the deciding criteria for incoming undergraduate students? I believe Deb, you already spoke to this a little bit, but if you want to just re-elaborate, please, and thank you.
Sure. So co-ops will be a limited enrollment program. It will be a minimum 80% average to even be considered, and it is going to be competitive. So it is not open for everyone. It's going to be a competition, unfortunately. Numbers aren't exactly set yet, but if you've got that 80% or higher average and you're interested in applying, go for it. But it is going to be a limited enrollment competitive program.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much. All right. Are there any more? Oh, can we change our major later on? If you don't like business, yes, you can. Deb, would you like to speak to that?
Yeah, the great part about Trent is we're flexible. So if you've applied through UAC for business and you take your first year business course and you go, oh, I like my psychology better, or I like my biology better, you're free to change your major while you're at Trent. The other nice part about Trent is they will let you do a joint major across arts and science. So we have some students that are doing business and biology, and they're wanting to take that into the environmental field. So that is completely flexible, and you can do it while you're here. And even if you're not sure, like if you've applied to say business with a marketing specialization and now you want business with HR, again, that's indifferent because that all happens at third year. So just come to Trent and you can pick your first year courses and you can always amend it down the road.
Great. Lots of flexibility, as we mentioned. All right, we have another question about they have accepted their conditional offer. So if they want to opt for co-op, yes, you will have to update your admission, Cheyenne. This will be done. You can do so through OUAC, OUAC, which how you should have applied. If you didn't apply through that, you can also contact admissions. If you have further questions about admissions, there is an admissions live chat happening all day long. You can find the link to that on our virtual open house website.
Just to add to that, it's my understanding once our co-op program is approved, admissions will be emailing all incoming first-year students to let them know of this new opportunity. So even if you have accepted, you're going to get that email. Okay, it's just this program has just been in the works. So, and we wanted to kick it off for September 22 instead of waiting till September 23. So admissions will be reaching out to all new incoming students.
And another great question that we have is, what is the difference between a BBA and a BCom, and which one is better?
Well, Trent does not offer a BCom, so my knowledge on the BCom is very limited. Rob, do you have any knowledge here? I can say the specialization in finance is definitely an option. As well, we have the specialization in economics, my apologies. So I believe a lot of the courses that fall under commerce at other universities would fall under accounting, economics, and finance at Trent. Rob shaking his head, so I got that right.
Fantastic, thank you so much. Great. Are there any more questions from our guests? If you have them, please pop them in the chat. All right, it doesn't seem like anything else is coming in. So it looks like we've reached the end of our presentation. I would like to take a moment to thank the members of our panel for joining us today and for helping us out, providing helpful information and sharing their knowledge with us. This session has been recorded and will be posted to our open house webpage if you wish to review the session again or any of our other sessions taking place today. I would like to invite you to come and visit our campuses. We are hosting in-person tours as well as in-person spring open house events. Register today to join us on campus for an event. All right, so as you may have seen on our website, we have a lot of other great sessions starting soon. So feel free to check those out and pop into any that may be of interest to you. Thank you so much for joining us and enjoy the rest of this event.